Good morning, students. I am Professor Sanjana Kabadi. I'm going to take you the subject called as banking operations. I have 1 year of teaching experience in this subject. So let's move on to this subject. So, banking operations. The reason why you are studying this subject is to understand the operations that are happening in the bank. Okay, so why you are studying this subject is to understand its operations. And what is the scope, if you ask me, right from the tea seller till the prime minister of our country should and must know the working of a bank, as you have access to this bank account. Okay, in this subject the syllabus goes like this. In first chapter you're going to study banker customer relationship, and in this you're going to study who is a banker, who is a customer, what relationship they have in between them. Like we have something called as primary relationship, that is of debtor creditor relationship. Secondary relationship, like we have lien, set off and all others. And also we have some obligations of a customer as well as obligation of a banker towards the customer. Okay, and this is about the first chapter. In second chapter we are going to study different types of accounts. As you people are aware that there are several types of bank accounts, like a savings bank account, fixed deposit account, recurring deposit account, bank online account. We are going to study the features of all these types of accounts. Next comes is special types of customers. We have some special kinds of customers to a bank, like a minor. A minor is a person who has not attained the age of 18, and we are studying it as a separate category because the treatment of a minor account is different. So we are going to study what precautions need to be taken by the banker while opening the minor account. Same way goes with the firm. Firm is nothing but a partnership firm. What precautions and necessary things need to be considered while opening a partnership firm, we are going to study in this chapter. Same way goes to a company, joint account, married women account and non-trading concerns. Okay, we are going to study types of accounts and different types of customers to a bank in detail in this chapter. Next comes is passbook and effects of the entries. See, you people record in books of accounts like debit and credit, but here in bank passbook, it is there's minute change in this debit and credit. We will study that in detail in this chapter. Then third chapter comes is checks. So check, as you all know, it is a written instrument, and it is, if you present the check to a banker, it should be payable. So in this checks chapter, you are going to study what are the types of checks. Like we have bearer check, crossed check and different types of checks. And we are also going to study what are the types of crossing. We have a general crossing, special crossing, restrictive crossing, double crossing. We have different types of crossing of checks. So we are going to study those in detail in this chapter. Next we are also going to study endorsements. Endorsement is nothing but signing at the back of the check and telling that the amount that is written on the check can be transferred to other party. Endorsement. Okay, and we are also going to study marking of the check. Whenever you present a check for payment, what a bank does is, if it is payable, then he marks on the check and makes payment to you. That is called as marking of a check, putting a seal on the check that it is payable. That is called as marking of a check. Next comes is alteration. Alteration is nothing but if you do slight change on the check. So if it is payable or not payable, we are going to we are going to study in this chapter. Last topic that we are going to study in this chapter is mutilation. So mutilation is nothing but if a check is torn on the corners, or if it is folded, torn on folded, it is not payable by the bank. It has certain conditions. So we are going to study those conditions of mutilations in this checks chapter. I hope I am clear. Next chapter is paying banker and collecting banker. So now paying banker is any bank which accepts your check and makes payment on it. Any bank. So we are going to study the digital practical aspects of paying banker like Airtel Payments Bank, Geo Payments, Post Office Payment. We are going to study some practical concepts in this chapter. Okay, and there even we are going to study what are the duties, responsibilities of paying banker towards the customer. What are the statutory precautions that are available to this paying banker. We are going to study in this chapter. Same way, we are also going to study about collecting banker. Collecting banker is one, if you have a bank check of some other bank, you have an account in Canada Bank. Suppose you have an account in Canada Bank, but you have got a check of Karnataka Bank. So what you do? You take the check of the Karnataka Bank and go to your bank and you tell him to collect this amount from the Karnataka Bank and transfer that amount to your Canara Bank account. So this is collecting banker. Who is a collecting banker here? The one where you have your account. Your Canara Bank is a collecting banker. Paying banker is Karnataka Bank. So we are going to study the duties, capacities, responsibilities of the collecting banker as well. Okay. And the next chapter is, fifth chapter is loans and advances. As you all know, the main and primary function of banks is to accept the deposits from the public and pay to the required fields like industry, agriculture and commerce. So in this chapter, we are going to study loans and advances. We are also going to study what are secured loans, unsecured loans. Secured loans means collateral. The word collateral means if I take a loan from a bank and if I don't pay the amount, the whatever loan amount, so I have kept something as security. That security can be taken over by the bank and it can be sold if I don't pay. It is called as secured loans. Whereas unsecured loans, example credit cards. Credit cards are unsecured loans where you have not kept anything as security. Such unsecured loans will carry high rate of interest. I hope I'm clear about some of the concepts. So next comes this mode of creating charges. So bank is operational. Now it has to charge some of the fees to the customers. So we have here charges. Charges means what fees it charges to the customers if it gives loans and advances. So the charges may be pledge, hypothecation, lien, set off. So we are going to study all different modes of creating charges in this. Okay, and even the services of banks like cash credit, overdraft, discounting of bills, all those charges we are going to study in this chapter. Next comes is principles, general principles of secured loans, secured advances. So what should be considered in mind in order to provide loans to the customers. So we have something called as purpose of the loan and all different kinds of principles of secure loans and advances that we are going to study in this chapter. So the last chapter is what called as marketing of banking services. So you can see that it is a combination of marketing as well as banking services. So if we combine bank and marketing, what we get is the promotional activities or the as add-ons of a bank services like ATM we all use and we all know these services how they market to the public. So online banking, credit card facilities, travelers checks, gift checks, 7 days banking and telegraphic transfer, mutual funds. Okay, and these are all some of the um, things that I would like to explain you in this chapter.